A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Dear students, open your books and come on page 51, please. Today, my topic of discussion is special cells for special jobs. That is, cells, tissues, and organs. And at the end, we will discuss organ system. And at the end of the lesson, you will be able to extend the understanding about different types of cells and their functions, and to explain how organisms are constructed from cells, tissues, and organs, and also to understand the different kinds of organs system in human body. So come towards special cells for special jobs. Dear students, you know that all organisms are made up of cells, whether they were plants or animals. Their body will be made up of cells. Whether they will be made up of only one cell, that is so-called unicellular organism, are made up of multiple cells. They were so-called multicellular organisms. Human and other multicellular organisms are made up of different types of cells. Each cell is suited to do the same job accordingly. Okay, different cells joins together and they will perform different function. For example, the cells of your hand will be responsible for holding and for touching, and the cells of your eyes will be responsible for seeing or detecting light, and the cells are present there in your ears are responsible for detecting sound energy. So different organs have different sort of cells, and those cells perform their specific job. For example, nervous cells have long thin fibers which carry messages from one part of the body to another part of the body. You can see here in these two figures, these are so-called nervous cells. Okay, they are so-called nerve cells, and they are connected like a chain. Okay, they are connected like a chain, and they were long and thin. The reason that it is long and thin, that it transmits the signal very fastly and very accurately to the required destination. So these are nerve cells, and you can see here that these are the messages which can be flowing throughout your body. For example, instantly you are using two of your senses, that is your sense of seeing and your sense of hearing. Okay, so you are using two of your senses, that is your eyes and your ears. Your eyes are focusing there on the screen, and your ears are responsible there to hear what I am saying. Now your nervous system collect information about your eyes and about taking information from your eyes and from your ears and transmitted that information to your brain, and your brain recognizes what I'm saying and what I am showing you. So these two sense organs are responsible instantly now. So different sense organs perform different functions. For example, if you want to go somewhere else, then you are using your feet. So your feet cells are responsible to make sure that you will be there after some time. So different cells performing different functions. That is, the cells of your stomach are responsible for digesting your food. The cells of your lungs are responsible for inhaling and exhaling, or for to inhale and exhale carbon dioxide and oxygen gas. So different cells are there in your bodies and they perform different jobs. For example, here there are two types of cells. It is shown to you. You can see here in these two figures. The other figure, this is what's so-called epithelial cells. You can see here, these are so-called epithelial cells, and they are thin and flat. Okay, you can see here that they are thinner and they were flat, and they are found in the lower covering surface such as the skin. These epithelial cells are spreading throughout your body skin. Okay, you can see here if you touch your skin, so beneath your skin these sort of cells are there, and these are so called epithelial cells. Okay, and these cells helps in protecting and absorbing. protects your skin, or it protects your delicate parts of the body from damaging, and two, for absorption. For absorption, minerals or water moistures or oxygen through your skin. Okay, so these cells are responsible for all those works. You can see here in this figure below, you can see here, it is quite clear to you all that these are so-called red blood cells, and the function of the red blood cells is to carry oxygen throughout your body. Okay, the function of these red blood cells is to take oxygen, to absorb oxygen and transmitted that absorbed oxygen throughout your body. Red blood cells carry oxygen around the body. They have a large surface area. You can see here that their surfaces are quite larger. Okay, their surfaces are quite larger as compared to these epithelial cells. They were round, but they were smaller. But you can see here that this surface area is quite larger as compared to that epithelial cell. It means that they have a large area, and as a result of that large area, lot of oxygen will be absorbed by these cells. And if these cells move to the other part of the body, then that oxygen should be transmitted to that part of the body. You can see here, these are some examples from plants. Some plants also have cells, okay? They have different shapes. For example, pollen grains. Pollen grains are cells, okay? They are pollen grains and they are so-called cells. Some pollen grains have spiky surfaces. You can see here some spikes over it. You can see here, these are spikes, okay? They were so-called spikes. So some cells or some pollens have spiky surfaces to help them stick to the bodies of the insect. And the reason behind it, that it will be attached, or it will be stick to the bodies of the insects and birds, and as a result, it will helps in their pollination. Other have tiny wings to enable them to be carried out by wings. Some pollens have wings. When a wind is blowing over there, then it will be blow out with the help of that wind, and it will go far away from their parents, and it will grow there. Okay, both adaptation help in pollination. Okay, so the main purpose of this transfer of pollens from one place to another place is to help in pollination. It will it will be collected by wind or by the bodies of the insects or through water as well, and it will move far away from their parents, and they will bear it there, and after some time they will grow there. So pollination helps, this transfer of movement helping pollination. This is the complete procedure. You can see here that this bird is coming, okay, and it's sitting on the pollens or on the flower. It collects the pollen, or the pollen will be attached to the body of the insects, and it will move to another flower, and it will sit there, and as a result it transmit those pollen grains to those flowers, and a germination is occurred there, and as a result of germination, then a new baby plant will grow after some time. So this is the process of pollination, how the pollen should be transferred from one plant to another plant. You can see here in this figure that this insect is coming from outside, and it is sitting over there, and it collects the nectars, and those nectar will be attached to their bodies, and it will carry out those nectars, and it will be transmitted to some other flower, and as a result, what happens, a pollination will be occurred there. So all these are the examples of special cells for special jobs. Okay. So in animals, different cells perform different jobs, and also in plants, different cells perform different jobs. Some have spikes, some have feathers, and some will travel through water as well. So all are these processes are used for pollination or germination of the seeds. Now let's discuss cells, tissues, and organs. What are cells? What are tissues? And what are organs? Now, dear students, I already explained to you that different cells perform different functions. Our cells are the basic unit of living organism. It is the building block of living organism. In our previous lecture, I told you that cells, without a cell, a life is impossible. It is quite impossible that life will exist without a cell. So cell is the basic structure or the life unit for an organism, whether that will be a plant or an animal. Okay, so cells perform the basic functions. And in this, at the start of this lecture, I told you that different cells perform different functions. For example, your eyes, the cells of your eyes performing the sense of vision, and that of the cells of your stomach performing the digestion of your food. So different cells joins together and they will form a tissue. Number of cells are joined together and they form a tissue. As a flesh, okay, that is also called tissue. Cells divides and grow to make more cells like them. A group of similar cells are doing the same job is called tissues. I already told you that number of cells that were joined together and they do the same job, that is so-called tissues. For example, muscle tissues. So muscle tissues is made from cells whose job is to contract and cause movement. Or different other tissues like the tissues of your tongue. So your tongue is made up of a special type of tissues, and it will help you in chewing and swallowing your food. Different tissues combines to make an organ. Now, different tissues number of tissues are joined together. Number of different type of tissues are joined together, and they will make an organ. Okay, the stomach is the organ that digests food. For example, muscle tissues, nerve tissues, and blood tissues are just some of the type of tissues that make up the stomach. Different tissues or different number of tissues are joined together and they will perform a specific function, and that specific function is so called organ. That is so called organ, and that organ perform a specific task. For example, your hand is an organ, your eye is an organ, your ear is an organ, your stomach is an organ, your leg is an organ. All the rest of your body parts, they were so called your organs. Okay, so number of organs joins together and they will form an organ system. Number of organs are joins together and they will form what? Organ system. So I will tell you one thing more again, that number of cells are joined together and they will form tissues, and number of tissues are joined together, they will form organs. Number of organs are joined together, they will form organ system. You can see here in this figure, you can see in this figure that this is a cell. Okay, so number of these sort of cells are joined together and they will form a tissue. Okay, number of these sort of cells are joined together and they will form what? They will form a tissue. Now these are tissues, and number of these tissues are joined together, they will form an organ. For example, this is an organ, this is your stomach, this is an organ. Okay, and number of these sort of organs are joined together. For example, your lungs, your stomach, your large intestine, your small intestine, your esophagus, your mouth, all of them are organs. So they are so collectively and they will form a system. And that is what so-called organ system. Now in one organism, there is no only one organ system, but there are too many organ systems. Let's say, for example, if I took a human being, then in human being there are number of systems. For example, your digestive system, your respiratory system, your excretory system, uh, and all the rest of the systems. Okay, so number of systems are joined together and they will form an organism. Okay, so these are the steps, that number of cells are joined together, they will form a tissue, and number of tissues are joined together, they will form an organ, and number of organs are joined together, they will form an organ system, and number of organ systems are joined together, they will form an organism. Do you know, you have an interesting information in this box? You can see here there is a tropical seaweed called Coleoptera, which is a single cell. It can grow up to 1 meter long. Okay, means you can see, or earlier we can say that cells are so tiny that we cannot see them with the help of our eyes. But Coleoptera Uh, Colpra is a seaweed. It's a seed that is longer, almost 1 meter. They can grow up to 1 meter long. So this is an interesting information, and it will come in your test as well. So keep in mind these things. Now come towards cells, tissues, and organs. Organs work together to form organ system. Organ system carry out much larger jobs than a single organ is able to do. For example, this is an organ. You can see here that number of different cells are joined together and they will form a specific organ. For example, your stomach is an organ. So it is made up of three different types of cells. It is made up of nerve tissues, it is made up of blood tissues, and it will made up of muscle tissues. Okay, you can see here these are three different types of tissues and they were joined together and they will make your organ system, that is what so called stomach. So organ system carry out much larger job than a single organ is able to do. For example, the digestive system is made up of various of organs such as your stomach, your liver, and your intestine. Other examples of organ systems are circulatory systems, which carries blood around the body, and the nervous systems, which carries messages from one part of the body to another part of the body. Now, number of organs together make up an organism. This is the final step. Okay, number of number of organs are joined together, and they will form an organism. An organism is something that is able to survive on its own. For example, you people are an organism because you are surviving by yourself. You are taking food, you are taking clothes, you are taking shelter. So you should survive in your environment accordingly. So you are an organism. So we can say that an organism is something that is able to survive on its own by their environment. So that is what so-called organism. That is what so-called organism. Different organ systems are there in a human body. Organs work together in group called organ system. I already told you that number of organs are joined together and they will form a system. That system is so-called organ system. And different number of organs are responsible for different systems. Some of the main organ system of the human body are shown in the diagrams below. For example, you can see here in this system, this is what so-called digestive system. Okay, you can see here in digestive system, breakdowns of food into small molecules and absorb them in the blood. What is the main function of the digestive system is that it will absorb, it will break down the food, and that break down food will be absorbed in your muscles or in your small intestines, and it will be absorbed there in your blood as well. Now your digestive system consists of number of organs, that is it will consist of liver, it will consist of stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. So all these four organs are responsible for your digestive system. And you can see here in this figure that how the food digestion is occur here. You can take food from your mouth, it will passing from your esophagus, and after passing from the esophagus, it will reach to your stomach, and your stomach will grind that food, and it will be converted into a soup-like structure, and that soup will be passing from the small intestine, and after passing from the small intestine, it will be absorbed in the villi there, and after that it will passing through the large intestine, and after it will enter to a large intestine, it will stay there for some time, and after it will stay there for some time, and in the form of feces you can get out that food from your body. So this is the whole process of digestion of food, that how food should be taken. It will be taken from your mouth, and it will taken from your mouth, and it will be transmitted, or it will move to your stomach from esophagus, and then it will goes through the small intestine and large intestine, and as a result, it will be absorbed there in your blood. Now you can see here another example or another organ system. You can see here this is your respiratory system. Okay, this is what's so called your respiratory system, or this is what's so called in common breathing system. In this system, gaseous exchanges are there. Okay, breathing system exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, and you can see here that these are lungs. Okay, in this system, lungs and bronchioles are responsible for your breathing system. Okay, your lungs and bronchioles are responsible for your breathing system. So there are numerous number of organs, and they were performed different jobs, or they are performed specific jobs accordingly. Different organs perform different jobs. Some other examples are nervous system. You can see this. This is so-called nervous system. Okay, carries messages around the body. You can see here that three main parts are responsible there. Your brain is responsible there. Your spinal cord is responsible there, and the nerve cells are responsible there in your nervous system. Now come towards the circulatory system, transport substances to all parts of the body. You can see here in this system, your heart is responsible there, arteries are responsible there, and your veins are responsible there. Your heart pumping your blood, your arteries spreaded those pump blood to all parts of the body, and your veins collected those blood from the all parts of the body and collected them and collected back to the heart. So this is what so called your circulatory system. Now this is your excretory system, from which you can get rid of the poisonous substances from the body and from the blood, and to control water level in your body. You can see here in this excretory system, you can observe that your kidneys are responsible there. Kidneys are responsible there, and your bladders are responsible there. Your kidney will collect the waste materials from your blood, and it will be transmitted there to your bladder, and it will be placed there in bladder for some time, and after some time you will go out that pieces from your body. Now below are the pictures of two types of cells, which in the empty section of the table. This is the picture. This is the picture of what? This is the pollen grain. Okay, name of the cell. This is what so called pollen grain, and its function is reproductive cells. It will reproduce new plants. Okay, so this is so called reproductive cells. Now you can see here these are red blood cells. Okay, and its function is to what? Carry oxygen around the body. So they have different functions accordingly. These are pollen grains, and they are used in the reproduction process, and they are red blood cells, and they are used for the circulation or carrying oxygen around the body. So they have both have different jobs. Now students, you have an assignment. You can do these questions by yourself, and these questions are on page 21 and page 22. I hope so that these things will be quite clear to you all. Thank you so much.